$79.99 for the S35VN AD10. I was like, well, that is a little hard to pass up, and if it's a typo or a mistake on their part, then I'll eat it and I'll just stick with the light. But I was pleasantly surprised to see that box I got in the mail there, yeah, that says S35VN. So again, a little hesitant. Then I opened the box. Lo and behold, this is the S35VN AD10 that I got off Amazon for $69.99. And what's crazy is, as you could probably see, the drop point is still $126.49. But this is the S35VN version of this incredible knife, and I'm truly very happy with it. I won't go into all the specs of it. I'm sure you've heard of the AD10. If you haven't, there's plenty of other people or other places that you can see the specs for it, but just know it's about as close to a custom knife from Andrew Demko that you can get for a reasonable price, considering the incredible durability, usability, and just it's pretty awesome. Yes, that is a hollow ground right there, and you got the flat ground up on the tip, so compound ground, I guess. It's got a beautiful satin finish to it, really nice. This jimping here, very comfortable, and it's got those nice thumb studs. It's got the aluminum liners there. It's got this big ugly clip, and in typical cold steel fashion, it was way too tight, but I got a pair of needle nose pliers, pried it up just a little bit so I could have a little bit of wiggle room for the material of my pants, but not complaining. And really not complaining with the triad lock on this being so smooth. And it's really just, this handle is probably the best cold steel handle I've ever felt, and I'm a bit of a fanboy when it comes to my old favorite tried and true, the Voyager. How do you like that modification job I did that with a Dremel sanding wheel? What an amazing difference. If you ever get yourself the Voyager, want to sand it down, I love the Voyager. I especially love this drop point version, but now that I put that sanding of that down there, getting all that rough texture out of the way, and putting a deep pocket clip I got off Amazon for it, it's pretty awesome. And as you can see, still a little bigger in lengthwise because it's got a 4-inch blade on this one. I believe this is 3.5, but this one here is definitely the one that pretty much can do anything and everything, and there's plenty of people, reviewers, that have really put this to the test, this model, and also the drop point version. But I wanted to show you that there. I wanted to show you also some comparative sizes of other knives to this big old chunky awesome knife. Another favorite is this Ultimate Hunter. Great knife. But this right here, the action on it, this one here is pretty great, I gotta admit. I did sand that down a little bit right there, making it a little nicer for myself and deeper on both sides. It's my own little modification in case you ever wanted to do something like that. It's what's great about G10 and also the Grive X handle materials that Cold Steel has is you can modify them with a Dremel or an oval file or sanding paper or whatever. Okay, another very popular knife is the Ontario Rat 1. And as you can see, this one is slightly bigger. Definitely bigger in the handle department. How about some old school? Here's the Benchmade Reptilian. Yeah, quite a difference. All right, here's everybody's, seems to be their favorite in many circles, is the Paramilitary 2 by Spyderco. Not a small knife. Handle, I would have to say, is relatively comparable, but just a hair short in the blade department compared to that. And one more, the Civivi Praxis. Great knife, I love it. I'd have to say that this one here is pretty on spot with the size comparison of the AD10, in my humble opinion. And that's pretty much it. I'll just show you, but the more I'm handling this, the more I'm loving it. And if you can find this at the deal that I did, or the one I just showed you, and it's not a fluke, I'd say go for it. This is definitely worth it if you had your eyes on it. I just can't get over this incredible, comfortable grip that's on this. Everything's nice and contoured. It's a beautiful G10. And the whole thing, I'm just loving it more and more. I did see that there's some options on Amazon and eBay that you can get a deep pocket clip for this. It seems like one version they marry up the two holes here along, and just a long deep pocket clip for it, whether it's in stainless or black. I've seen other ones that kind of favor these two to kind of go through the hole of the clip itself. And I'd have to say this one, where you got both and it flaps over, is definitely the one I'd consider. But since I did just pry that out, it's going in and out of the pocket very nicely. And for its size and weight that it's listed as, it does not feel or seem like it. But I'll tell you what, it sure does feel like a amazing tool to have on you. And I think you can get away with wearing this one every day if you don't mind something like that. It definitely didn't slow me down for having it in my pocket. Felt very comfortable, and for its size and pretty much its do-all ability, this one's definitely a winner. It is definitely worth the praise that I've seen it get on other reviews, and I sure am glad that I found the deal that I did. And that's why I wanted to bring it to your attention, if that was something that you might be interested in checking out, taking a gamble on. But what an amazing knife. Very happy I got it. Finally got it. It was a bit of a grail, because I was just like, I don't know, I want to spend 130 or plus when I got so many other knives like my Voyager or so forth that are, let's face it, I'm not really going to be going to town with this thing, like doing all kinds of crazy stuff with it. I mean, I'm just a knife lover, and I do appreciate one that can is very capable. It certainly is. And now I got it. Very happy that I did. I'm glad I got the Tanto version. The drop point does seem like a great deal too, but something about that Tanto, that thick old spine, but what a thin, very razor sharp edge for this. Point goes very strong on the tip, and I'm just blown away by the action on this. I mean, look at that. It just dropped right down, and it drops nicely on a safe spot on your finger. So digging it. Let's see, a reverse flick, and maybe with a flick of the wrist I could, but really digging it. Yeah, that clip does offer some decent maneuverability. So you put your hand in there and just let it flop over like that, and yeah, it's very nice for using for the reverse grip. There are no hot spots with this clip. Maybe it's a gamble to do the deep clip for a hotspot. I don't know. I'll give it a shot anyway if I can get one. Problem is, those things are generally back ordered for about a month. But be that as it may, I want to keep on trucking with this one. Very happy with it, and definitely worth what you can get it for if you can at the deal that I saw or better. So that's about it. Even if you don't find the deal, it's definitely worth getting. But I wouldn't waste too much time, because that was literally just 3 days ago when it was $69.99. Now it's $79.99. So you better jump on it quick if you can. And that's about all I got for you. Hope you liked the video. Please like it, comment, feel free. Let me know what you're carrying, or if this is something that you want to maybe consider getting. I know some people have some hesitation buying some knives off Amazon sometimes, but hey, they got a pretty good return policy if it's not something that you want, or they sent you something wrong. So, but I will say that the dealer for this is Midway, and they're pretty good for like firearms and stuff. Pretty reputable company that I saw this being sold for through Amazon. So consider that. And there you go. This is the AD10, a cold steel with the 3.5-inch S35VN ultra sharp steel, 5.25 for the G10 handle, triad lock. They even give you an extra clip if you're a lefty, all that. And then there you go. That's all I got. I'm Ed's Blades. Feel free to subscribe. Sure would appreciate it if you did. I'm a little guy in the knife community here, but it definitely would let me know that this is worthwhile for me to do for you, because these are all knives I buy myself, and I just want to give you my honest takes and tips and deals that I can find and share with you. So that's it. See you guys on the next one. Take care.